This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. So, we are talking about joins, right? So, what is the inner join? What is the outer join? What is a cross join? We had discussed, right? So, today let us talk about what is self join. Okay, so cross join we had seen in yesterday's class, right? And today I'm going to be discussing about self join. I have a table employee ID, name, and manager ID, right? So manager is also one more employee. So I have this guy. This guy is the CEO of the company. He doesn't have any boss, right? But this guy, second guy, is reporting to the first guy, and the third guy is reporting to again first guy. The fourth, guy is reporting to the second guy, and this guy is reporting to this. Clear? So this is the what do you say? This is the primary key and this is the foreign key. Foreign key is in linking to the same tables, right? So this is a self-referential table. Clear? So now I wanted to know list employee name and their manager's name. So this is what is my query. So I can get the employee name here, but there is no boss name, manager name. I had only the boss ID or the manager ID. But in the query, I supposed to get name of the employee along with his or her boss name, manager's name. So uh, Tiagu's boss is Ranga and Ravi's boss is also Ranga, something like that. Clear? So I wanted to get this. Let me create this table and let me insert some data there. Okay, Control C and Control V. If I have a table, let me drop this table. And I wanted to create an employee table, employee ID primary key, employee name where character not null, and manager ID integer, which is a foreign key. If I don't mention anything, that means which is allowing null. If I don't mention anything, which is allowing null, or I can say null. Null foreign key references same employee table, employee ID. Clear? So this is what is called as a self-referential table. Now let me have some data. Bill Gates, okay? Bill Gates own his own company called Microsoft, right? So let me just change the data. So Bill Gates doesn't have any boss, and because he is the CEO of the company. The second guy is, let us say, John. John is also one of the partners in Microsoft, or John is reporting to one, let us say like that, Bill Gates. And we have Billen and is also reporting to one. One is Bill Gates. And we have, let us say, Simret. She is also reporting to two. Two is John. Something like this we have. And now this is me. I am reporting to, let us say, three. Three is Billen. Okay, so this is what is the data. Let me simply put go and insert this. So what is saying? One, two, three. So primary key. Oh, already have inserted the data, right? So yeah, that's fine. One, two, three, four. Let me remove this out. Yeah, because I have given 10 characters and inserting much more data. Okay, the data did not go there. So I had given only 10 characters, right? So if I say Bhaskar Jogi, and I think which is more than 11 characters, more than 10 characters, now it is fine. So this is my data. Clear? So what is that I wanted to do? This is my own data. Let me open Excel sheet. Let me open Excel sheet and Click on this corner and let me create this table, right? So this is the employee table, right? So what is that I need? I need a manager name along with the employee name. I wanted to get names twice, but unfortunately, I don't have the name. I have the boss ID or the manager ID. So this is the foreign key. This is the primary key. Foreign key is referring its own table's primary key. Then this table is called as a self-referential table, right? That's what we had already discussed. This table is called as self-referential table. A foreign key is referring its own primary key. A foreign key is referring its own table's primary key, then the table is called as a self-referential table. Am I clear? So this is fine, but my question is something different. What is the question now? The question is something like this. I wanted to know employee name and their manager's name. So what normally we do, we are going to play a small trick. For example, in a movie, one actor is going to play dual role. Possible, right? Or you may play three or four roles also in a single movie. For example, I'm acting in a movie. My original name is Bhaskar, but in the movie, I may be acting as a Peter and I may be acting as a James. I'm playing two roles. Okay, one role is a villain, and one role could be in something else, in a father role, right? So that is what I'm making. So if I wanted to use the same character, same guy Bhaskar wanted to play two roles. One role is called a villain role. One more role is called some other role. So what is that we're going to do? We need to use the same guy twice in the shoot. Otherwise you will not be able to make the two roles, right? The same guy has to act twice, then only you will be able to shoot the film. Clear? So one is that the same table I should use and get the name of the employee. Same table I should be able to use to get the name of the boss. To get two names, I have to use the same table twice. The same hero twice has to act in the movie. That is a trick I'm going to be playing. So, what is the trick I'm going to be playing? Now, let me explain this. Clear? 1 minute. So, I wanted to tell you, or I wanted to apply the same trick now. Am I clear? The trick is very, very simple. So, let me go here, select star from employee table as E1, join employee as E2. Okay, so I am making one table as E1 table, and I am also creating the one more table, and I am saying this is what is called E2. Two tables I'm going to be creating, and these tables are going to be created in the RAM, right? So when you write the query, it is going to bring the employee table data. It is going to be placing in a RAM memory. And the first table is called as employee one. I told you, right? Bhaskar is acting in the movie as Peter, and the same Bhaskar is acting in the movie as James. Now, when you join these two tables, you need to have a common column. What is the common column? Employee one primary key. This primary key is equivalent to this foreign key, or this primary key. This is also primary key. This primary key can join to this foreign key because This is a primary key, this is a foreign key, this is a primary key, this is a foreign key. So I wanted to join this table with this table. I don't want to join this with this. I wanted to join E1 to E2. So this primary key can go to this foreign key, or this primary key can go to this foreign key. So I can say on E2 dot primary key. So I say E2 dot primary key means EID is equivalent to E1 dot MID. Clear? So when I say I'm able to get some data. Clear? So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to do E2 dot employee ID is equivalent to E1 dot manager ID, or E1 dot employee ID is equivalent to E2 dot manager ID. Primary key, foreign key, primary key. A equals to B, B equals to A. Already we know in mathematics, right? So the same thing I'm going to be applying. So when I join this and this, now let us see what happens. I'll take this data. So what is the result set you're going to be getting it? Let me take star means all columns. So null, there is no matching data. For one, there is a matching data. So this row is going to be coming here. For this one, this is the matching data. That is going to come here. Again, there is one more one, and this row is going to come here. And for this one, this is the matching row. That is going to come here. And again, we'll go to the next row 2. For 2, this is the matching data. So this I wanted to take it and put it here. And for 2, there is a matching entry because 2 and 2 is matching. So this complete row is going to come here. Fine. And this is done. And 3 and 3 is matching. So this row is going to come here. And for this 3, and this is the what? It's going to be matching. If you see carefully, John is reporting to one is Bill Gates. So John is reporting to one is Bill Gates. Billion is reporting to one is Bill Gates. Simrat is reporting to two is John. Bhaskar is reporting to three is Billion. Now have you seen? You got two names. You got two names, and this is the boss name, this is the employee name, and this is what is called boss name. You need not do anything. So when I execute the same data, I got it. Now what I should do, instead of star, I say E1 dot name as employee name, comma, E2 dot name as boss name. That's it. You got the complete data, but one row is missing. Which row is missing? Bill Gates did not come because it is unmatched data. Null value, there is nothing is available, right? But if you wanted to get null value, you must use not the simple join. You can go in for left join, right? When you go in for left join, so Bill Gates is the null, and all the data you should be able to get it. Clear? Matched data plus unmatched data from the left table also will come. So unmatched data is Bill Gates, right? That is also going to come. So this is the simplest query that you can use it. So what are we going to do here? We are going to join the same table with itself, is called as a self join. Self join could be normal inner join. It can be like this, or self join could be outer join also. Clear? So that is very, very important. This is the query I'm talking about. It is self join. Join the table with itself is called as a self join. Self join can have inner join or a outer join. So this is also one more join. Am I clear, guys? So self-join means join the table, same table with itself is called as a self-join. If you wanted to apply, if you wanted to apply inner or outer, that is your choice. And this is one best example where we can get the data like this. Clear? Employee as E1, left join employee as E2. If you don't say left, if you say join, this is inner join. Only matching data will come, or can also say inner join. Clear? So this is also we are going to be using. So if you don't say anything, join means which is, inner join only. You can say left join to get all the data from the left table. So matched data plus unmatched data from the left table, I wanted to get it. So this is a beautiful query, and this is how you should be able to understand. So I'm playing a trick. I told you, right? Bhaskar is playing dual roles in the movie. The first role name is called Peter. The second role name is called James, but original name is called Bhaskar, right? So original table name is called employee table. So this is how a small trick I played because I wanted to get two names. So one table I'm able to get it from here, and one more name I'm able to get it from here. Now I can take this name and this name. This name is called E1 dot name. This name is called E2 dot name. So that is what I had written. E1 dot name as employee name, E2 dot name as a boss name. That's it. Yeah, am I clear? So this is what is called a self join. Now, I wanted to tell you there is a customer table and there is a vendor table. I have two tables. ID name address, ID name address, and I have some data. Okay, these two are independent tables. That means no primary key and foreign key relationship. Remember this point. These two tables are independent tables. That means no primary key foreign key relationship between these two tables. It is ID primary key in this table. This is ID primary key in this table. These two are independent tables. Clear? But I wanted to get name address from this table, name address from this table. I wanted to get name comma address from both tables. Can I use join? The answer is no. Why? If you wanted to use join means you have to have common column, right? So primary key, foreign key has to be there. So it doesn't mean that you have same column name. You cannot join these two. Okay, you cannot say column name is the same. So let me join these two. So you cannot say, does it have a primary key and foreign key relationship? Is there any meaning? So if you join customer table and vendors table, is there any meaning? For example, there is a patient table, there is a student table. If you join both tables, will there be any meaning there? There is no meaning at all. So you cannot say the column name is matching, data is also matching. Let me join these two. So there is no meaning if you join. But what is that I wanted to get it? I need name address from both tables. I need name address from both tables. Can I use join? The answer is no. If you wanted to get a name comma address from both tables, you must go in for union, keyword. So this is the query you must be able to write. Select name address from customer table, select name comma address from vendor table. You must unionize the data. This is not a join. So joins means you're going to be getting the matching data. So in this, there is no matching data. Both data sets data, both tables data, you're going to be merging. I have, 5 liters of water in can number one. I have 3 liters of water in the can number two. Okay, so what I do? I wanted to combine the 5 liters water and 3 liters water into one more bigger tank. So what I do? I wanted to merge. I wanted to unionize the water. Union means combine. So you open 5 liter water, dump into a bigger can, and you open 3 liter water bottle and dump into one more can. So 5 plus 3, 8 liter water will be available in one more can or one more tank. Am I clear? It is a combining or merging. It is unionizing the data. Clear? So union is something different than the join. Clear? Join will get always matching data. You see, here there is no matching. Whether it is a 1 or a 10 or a 20, 30, it may be 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. You should be able to unionize the data with the help of a union keyword. Clear? So union. Combine the results of two or more select statements. Same number of columns in each query. Corresponding columns to be of same data type. Duplicates eliminated by default. Union sorts the data. Union all to keep duplicates. Union all is faster. What is the meaning of union all? If you see carefully, Hari Ji is my customer. Hari Ji is my vendor. John R is my customer. John R KK Road is my vendor. If I go in for a union, it is going to be eliminating duplicates. It is going to be eliminating duplicates. So if you wanted to keep duplicates, we can go in for union all. Clear? So union is going to be sorting the data as well. Union all is is not going to sort the data, is not going to remove any duplicates. So that is the difference between union and the union all transformation. Definitely union all is faster. Why? It is not going to look for duplicates. If I'm going to be doing in any operation for duplicating data, then definitely I'll take a lot of time, right? So if I'm verifying for something, I'll take more time. So union all is not going to verify for duplicating data, so it is faster. It is not going to sort any data. Am I clear? And a few more things you should understand. If you have two columns in the first select statement, you must have two columns only in the select statement, second select statement. You cannot say select star from the first table, union or union all, select star from the second table. You must write the column names clearly. Clear? And the corresponding column data type also should match. For example, name is varchar column. This name also should be varchar column. If it is a date and time column, this should be date and time column. If it is integer and date and time or name, it is a integer column, it is a varchar column, then you will not be able to use union or union all. Clear? So same number of columns to be available in all the select statements, and the corresponding columns data type should be the same. Clear? So combine the results of two or more select statements, same number of columns in each query, corresponding columns to be of same data type, duplicates eliminated by default. If I use union, union sorts the data, union all to keep the duplicates, union all is fast. Clear? So this is very, very important. So joins means getting the matching data. Union, there is no, need of getting matching data. It is combining the data. It is combining one or more data sets data into single data set. Am I clear? So that is the important. Union versus union all. It is also very, very important interview question. Now, like operator. So I wanted to get list the names of the customers whose name starts with K. So I wanted to use a like operator like this. It is what is called wild card operator. So select name from account master where name like K percentile. So what is the meaning? First letter should be K, remaining letter K can be anything. Remaining letters can be anything. Percentile means that is the meaning. Clear? Let me go. And I wanted to write select star from account master table. Let me close this. Account master table. I will be able to write where customer name like. Okay, like in single quotes. First letter is K. The remaining letters could be anything. Percentile means remaining letters could be anything. Let me execute. So the name starting with Kavya, Kajal, Kajol. So this is what is called first letter. Okay. First letter is K. And so this is a very, very important thing. If I wanted to get a second letter is K. Okay. What is that? I wanted to have it. Second letter is K. If that is the case, we must use underscore. First letter could be anything, but second letter is K and remaining letter could be anything else. So this is the query. So we have an Akruti. So this is the name I have it. If you see, second letter is K, right? Second letter is K. We have 64 customers, but I wanted to know one customer name Akruti. Second letter is K. Have you seen this? Like that, you can write. Okay. And I wanted to know first letter cannot be K. First letter, first letter cannot be K. So name, not like. This is the operator. Okay. Name like operator and a not like operator. So this is the one you must be able to execute. First letter cannot be K. See here, if you see all this data, there is no K in this. Like that, second letter cannot be K. You should be able to put not like. So whatever you wanted to have. Clear? And I wanted to say end letter is K. So you can say percentile end letter would be K. Let me execute something like this. I have one more name called Ashok. See now, the end letter is K here. The end letter is K. Name like percentile K. That means the first letter could be anything else, but last letter is K. That is end letter is K. I wanted to maintain one more query. So that is name contains K. Name contains K. That means you can have K somewhere in middle or anywhere. Anywhere means you can say percentile K percentile. First letter can be anything, last letter can be anything. In between somewhere you can have a K. So this is what is called name contains K. Okay. So somewhere in between you have a K. Okay, either front or last somewhere you should be able to have the K. We have 19. It is name contains K. Clear? So you can have whatever you wanted to have. Name should not contain K, means name not like. Name not like. You have remaining data. Clear? So 45 plus 19 means 64. Remaining letters where you don't have any K at all. Clear? So all these things you can have it. And so name starts with, okay? Name starts with, let us say, B and end with N, something like this. End with N. I wanted to have name starts with B and in between letters you can have anything but end with N. So what is the meaning? When you execute like this, you should be able to get billion. Clear? Name starts with B and end with N, or name starts with K and end with K. Do we have anything like this? Let me execute. I don't have any data. Clear? So you can be like this. So whatever you wanted to have it, you should be able to have it like this. And name and with you can say raw. More than one letter also you can give. So let me say name and with something like this. Okay. I don't have any data. Name and with, let us say ready. Something like this I wanted to have it. I have some data here. Clear? So this is wildcard operator, which is very much useful if you wanted to get this kind of a requirement to achieve it. Clear? If you wanted to achieve this kind of a requirement, then you can use wildcard operator called like operator, or you must use not like operator, which is very, very simple, and you should be able to use it. List the names of the customers whose name starts with K and end with O. Okay. Now list the names of the customers whose name contains RE. Now list the names of the customers whose name end with Rao. Something like this. Clear? So we can have. Now I wanted to understand is null function. Okay. So function means you will have two brackets at the end. Clear? You will have two brackets at the end. Then this is what is called as a function. It is going to be performing. Function means a program. Function means a program which is going to be doing some action, something for you. What is that? Let us understand. It returns constant value when the column contains a null value. So is null function syntax is column name, then what is the constant value you wanted to have it. Okay, for example, I will go, let me remove all the data, select star from account master table. In this table, do we have any null column? Any place, do we have any nulls here? So there is no null. Everything is filled with the data, right? So there is no nulls. If you wanted to see, copy this data. Copy this data, go to Excel sheet. Okay, you copy the data like this. Now, these are the data I have it, right? So is there any nulls? So how to do? You just simply go here and go to sort and filter and use a filter. Now you can just simply go there. Do you have any nulls? There is no null. You go and see, is there any null in this? There is no null, right? So you can see the data here. So you can see something here, there is no null. In the filter clause, you can see if you have any nulls. There is no null there. If you wanted to remove, for example, I wanted to get BR1 data, you go there and BR1. So this is how Excel sheet is going to be giving you filtering. Okay, if you wanted to have BR2 data, you can unselect everything, BR2 data. This is how we can select in the Excel sheet. Okay, BR2 data, and within that I wanted to go in for only savings bank data. You can filter like this. These two filters are applied. If you wanted to remove the filter, go there and remove the filter. So you can see there is no null values, right? But if I go to a table, if I go to table, is there any nulls? It's going to allow that you need to check properly. When you open the table account master, carefully you see it is a money is null and a U balance is also null. That means it is a capable of allowing a null. That means we can make update account master set C balance is equivalent to null. Null means unknown value where account ID is equivalent to, let us say, 105. So 105 is having some data, but we can give the null value as well. Now you see the null data here. There is a null. Have you seen this? So if you have a null value here, so somewhere C balance and U balance, so somewhere you can, anytime it may become a null value because it will allow nulls. It will allow nulls. Okay, like that. Let me take 112 as well. Okay, 112. Let me make null values because it is able to allow null. I wanted to give null value. Now I have some null data. So here is one null. Here is one null. I can see if there is a null value somewhere. If you have null value here, and if you have a null value there. So when you apply a filter, what happens you see? When you apply a filter, you should be able to see a null at the end. Okay. So if you see, there is no null at the end. Have you seen this? There is no null. If you have thousands of rows, I cannot scroll down, right? I cannot scroll down here. Simply, I can apply a filter. I go there and see, and is there a null value? Yes, there is a null value allowed. If you wanted to get null record, you simply unselect all the value, come down, and check this. You should be able to get the null value, right? So this guy is having a null value. So I wanted to show account ID, name, C balance. Okay. Now I wanted to show the data like this. If I'm showing the data like this, you know what is a null. I know what is a null because we're technical people. We know null. But non-technical people like your mother, your father, my father, so they don't understand what is a null. Null means what? They don't understand. If there is a zero, they can understand. But if it is null, they don't understand. So what is that we should do? You should not display null. So you need to use a function is null. So what is the meaning? If you have null anywhere in this, don't show null, show zero as balance. If you have null anywhere, don't show null, show this constant zero, then you execute it. Now it will show you zero. So if you wanted to show this data, if you wanted to show the null data, never show null data to the customers. So why? Because today you may not be having any nulls. Tomorrow you may get nulls. So people will see nulls in between. If they see nulls, they don't understand what is the meaning of a null. Null means because you're a technical guy, you studied SQL Server for 2 months. We discussed about nulls many times. You know what is a null. Null means unknown value, blank value. It is not a zero, right? So instead of a null, you put some constant. For example, I would like to display as 1. So 1 is a constant value. Or I can say 0. Or I can put some 9,000, something like that. I want to display. If this column is having a null value, you display this constant. Clear? Or you can have some 1 2 3 4 minus 1 2 3 4, whatever you wanted to display, you should be able to display, but don't display null. Clear? So normally you put 0. Normally we put 0. So this is a special treatment to be given for the null column. How do we know whether the column is having nulls or not? You need to always come here and check. Go to the tables. Now for example, I wanted to know transaction master. Is there any null column? Just open this record. Not null, not null, not null. Everything is not null, and this is a null. This is a null. This is not null. This is a null. So wherever there is a null value, you have to apply and display some constant value there. And you should not write simply C balance and leave like this. If you leave and wherever there is a null, it will show you the data. Then customer immediately calls you and asks you, hey Bhaskar, who has written the code? Then you say, I have written the code. You don't know how to handle nulls. So that is the first question people would ask. I know, sir, but I never knew that, this column is having a null. So you need to examine the column and the tables. Clear? How to examine? Simply go and do this. Or, there is a command sp underscore help table name. Help table name. What is a table name? Table name is called a T master. You examine this table. When you examine the table, it is saying this is having null, nullable S. Have you seen this? Nullable yes. Yes means you need to take care of these two columns. Clear? Or you can also expand the data columns here. You should be able to know these are nulls. Clear, guys? So you have to see, and in this also it is a null value. You cannot write like this. If you write and submit tomorrow, if anywhere the customer finds a null, he will come and give you a punishment. So they'll definitely take you to the take the company to the court. People who have written this kind of a code, and definitely you will be penalized and you will be punished, or negative comments will be given. Definitely you need to special treatment has to be given by you, comma 0. If you execute like this, it will say no column name because we applied some function. You can give a column name as balance or C balance, whatever you wanted to give. You can give different name, same name, anything is fine. Clear? So null columns always to be given with the special treatment. Am I clear? So that is what is very, very important thing. Okay. Now I have this data. I have this data. Ravi 1000, Lata, null, and Kiran. I would like to show Lata's salary is not null value, right? So definitely people will not be happy about these nulls. Okay. Let me have, so we have Simran and we have Nitish and we have Amit. Okay. These people are available. So I wanted to insert some data here. Let me create this table. Let me insert some data. And this is the data I have it. Clear? I have Simran and Nitish and Amit. I wanted to display like this. What happens? If I display like this, I will be able to see this data. This is very, very dangerous, right? So how you want me to, execute this? Employee ID, name and salary. And if you execute this, you will be able to get like this. You need to say is null. If you have a null value, don't to show as a null and you say as salary. Clear? So this is the data that you wanted to have it. Am I clear? So this is how you should be able to get the things done, but you should not display as it is. Clear? So the next query is who's having null? Whose salary is null? So this is also one more query. So select star from employee table. Okay, employee table. So salary is null. If you say is equals to null, you are not going to get anything because actually we have one guy is having a null value, right? So who's that guy? Nitish salary is null, but if you say equals to operator, it is not going to work. You need to use is operator. Okay, is operator. So this guy's salary is null. Clear? So whose salary is not null? You must use not. So null has to be given with the special treatment. So is equals to will not work. Is or is not null is going to work. So these are the people who's going to be having like this. Is null, is not null. So equals to operator to be compared with is operator or is not null operator. Am I clear? And never ever display null values as a nulls. You need to display some constant value. If you have some nulls here, so that has to be replaced with some constant value. Clear? And one more thing I want to maintain. So this is my data. Now there is a requirement here. This is the column constant value. This we have written. Comparing null values. You need to use is function, is operator. Next thing is that increment the salary for all employees by 1000 as bonus. So what will happen? So increment. So whatever be the salary that you have, and I need to add 1000 to that. So the salary plus 1000 to be added to the salary. I wanted to increment. So this cannot increment salary for null values. So this is an invalid query. Update employee set salary is equivalent to salary plus 1000. So whatever be the salary that you have plus 1000, I wanted to give as a bonus or the increment. So if you have 1000 plus 1000 to 2000 it will be. But if we have salary is a null, null plus 1000 will become a zero. It will become a invalid value. Let me show you with an example. I wanted to increment, right? So this is my data, right? I wanted to increment. So how to increment? You need to say update employee set salary is equivalent to salary plus 1000. So this salary should become 2000. You don't have anything, it should become 1000. It should become 4000. But unfortunately, what happens? Now let us see. If you execute it, unfortunately, it has become 2000, it has become 4000. This guy is getting still null. Why? Any value plus any value plus null equals to null. Clear? I told you this. So this is a null. Null plus 1000, null plus 2000 will become a null. So I supposed to give at least a bonus to this guy. That is the motto. But that is the motto. So now it is not happening because a null plus 1000 is null. So how to write the query? You need to say is null. If you say comma 0, so instead of a null, it will be taking as a 0. 0 plus 1000. 0 plus 1000 will be 1000. Now everybody will get, this guy will get again 1000. Now this fellow will get 1000 now. Clear? So earlier code will not work. So this code will work now. Clear? Now this is the code is going to work. Clear? If you have a null value, update statement has to be done with the help of this function. Otherwise, your code is invalid code. When you execute like this, if at all you have nulls here, null plus some value will be null. But your requirement is wherever there is a null value also, you need to increment by 1000. So that is not going to happen by this code. There is a bug in the code. So this is the valid code. Am I clear? So all these things need to be discussed, need to be done clearly. So special treatments need to be given to the null values. Am I clear? So this is very, very important thing. Now we have one more function called Coalesce function. It returns the first non-null value. Okay, Coalesce function is going to be returning first non-null value. For example, I'll say select Coalesce first name, middle name, last name, blah blah blah. I wanted to get, so what is the first non-null value? So when I supply these three values, first non-null value is Ravi in this and Lata in this. In this, what is the first non-null value? That is a Dhawan. And in this, first non-null value is Surya. Clear? So Ravi, Lata, Dhawan, Surya. So this is the data you should be able to get it. So Coalesce function is a very, very important function. Let me give you one beautiful example with the this one. Let me create a table, one more table I wanted to create. So if I have one employee table, let me drop it. And I'm going to be creating employee ID, first name. Okay. Now create this table, first name, last name, middle name. I want to insert some data. Clear? I want to insert some data. Now everywhere there is a null. So Ravi, middle name, Lata, null, Dhawan, something like this I have. So if I say first name, I will be able to get some nulls. If I say middle name, I will be able to get some nulls. If I say last name, I will be able to get some nulls. But I don't need all the names. I wanted to get first non-null value. So what I do, I'll say Kohli is first name, middle name, last name as employee name. So if I execute and see what happens, I will be able to get the first non-null value in that row. Okay, in that row, first non-null value will be given. So what is that you're going to be getting it? So this will be given, this will be given, this will be given, this will be given, and this will be given. Ravi, Lata, Dhawan, Surya, Aman. First non-null value will be given. So that is what is the thing that you must understand. Clear? So let me execute this and tell you and show you. Okay. So this is the one. Coaleasce function is going to be giving you first non-null value. Okay. So Ravi, Lata, Dhawan, Surya, Aman. Have you seen? It is not going to print any nulls. So first non-null value will be given. In one of the interview, they asked a beautiful question. If all of them are nulls, what will happen? For example, it will give you all null value, but one row you have with all nulls. So then what happens? Will you get nulls? Because it is going to be giving you, first non-null value, but you have everything is null here. Everything is null except here. If we have all nulls, what will happen? Will it give you again first non-null value, or will it not give the nulls? What will happen? Let us see. If you everything is null, again the null will be given. Otherwise, it will give you first non-null value in that complete row, because I have given first name, middle name, last name. I wanted to get first non-null value. If all the values are null, and then it will give you null as well. Clear? So you may be asking, I wanted to get a full name. Can we get the full name? Why not? To get a full name, it is very, very easy. So I should be able to use concatenation, right? So you must say, so these are the values I have it. So I must say plus, and I must say plus, right? So if I say plus and plus and plus as full name, it is a concatenation. So when I say plus, will it work? It is not going to work. Why? Any value plus null equals to null. So wherever there is a null, the complete row has become an null. That is very, very dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. But I want to get the full name. So what we need to do? We need to apply is null function. Is null. If at all there is a null, and use this blank. If at all there is a null, you don't give this and use this a blank, a space or blank, something like this you can give. So is null, and you give some value like this as a full name, then you should be able to get this value. So, Ravi Kumar, Lata, Dhawan, Surya Prakash, Reddy, Aman, and the last one, you're not getting anything. So you need to give some value. It is not a blank value. It will give you some, constant value. Or if you want to give some space, you can also give some space so that you will have something there instead of a null value. So full name Ravi Kumar, Lata, Dhawan, something like this. Clear, guys? It's very, very important that if at all you have nulls, you need to completely use is null, and give some constant value, plus is null, give some constant value, and concatenate. So instead of doing all these things, so there is a concat function. Concat means this is a plus for the concatenation, right? Instead of giving everything, concat first name, middle name, last name as full name you can use. This is a special function introduced in 2012 of SQL Server. So you can also write like this to get the full name. Concat, it is equivalent to this. Instead of writing is null plus blah blah blah, this is the easiest way you should be able to get the same thing done. Clear? What is a concat? That what is the plus what is null, what is a coalesce function. Coalesce function is very, very important interview question. It is going to be getting first non-null value in that row. If all values are nulls, then it is going to be giving null value. Clear? So that is what is the thing. Am I clear, guys? So this is how you should be able to understand and do the things. Coalesce function is very, very important. Then we'll continue tomorrow. Am I clear? So this is very, very important thing, guys. And understanding, queries is very, very easy when you practice them. Okay, if you don't practice them, then it will become nice movie. I told you there is a saying, right? So I will listen to the class, then I do. Okay, I listen to the class, then I do, then I see, then I understand. That is what is learning. Okay? I listen, I do, I see, I understand. That is learning. But many students, I listen, that is learning. Will it happen? I listen something, I hear something, I listen some class, and that is what is called learning. So that is completely stupidity. Clear? I see or I listen, it is not a learning. I listen, I do, I see, I understand, that is learning. Clear? I only see or I only hear or listen, then that is a learning. That is completely useless and rubbish. If you think that by watching my in videos you will not be able to get anything out of this, I'm telling you. People who are not practicing, people who are not practicing, definitely end of the class they'll say, I don't have any knowledge, even though I'm teaching perfectly fine. Since you're not practicing it, you will not remember anything. You don't know what is going on. I will listen or I will attend the class, and that is what is called a learning. If you think like that, you are the stupid in this world. That is for sure. Clear, guys? Make sure that you practice them. You practice them without fail. I have given the case studies now. You open your case studies and try to solve these case studies, right? You have the case studies when you open it. Let me open the case studies which you have given. So, where are the case studies? I think I have given the school case study and everything, right? So, in that, you should be able to see couple of, what do you say? School and a couple of queries are available there. Just open, read first school case study queries. Now you have created only the tables, right? Now you know joins. Now you know many things. Now below the tables in school case study, you have a lot of queries. Try to understand the query requirement there and try to solve it. Try to solve it and send me those, the answers for those queries. And if you don't understand the query and ask, sir, what is the meaning of this query? Sir, what is the meaning of this query? Clear? If you complete school, then go in for supplier. If you complete supplier, then go in for iBank. So there are a lot of queries are available. So you must, read the question and you should be able to give, this kind of a query statements. Clear, guys? Practice is very, very important, and you don't assume that I will do it in this weekend. Many people will tell me, sir, everything I will do in this weekend. So weekend will not die, weekend will not come. So that is not the way. At least take one query per day and try to solve it. One query may take 1 hour, one query take will may take more than 2 days, 3 days sometimes. Better practice without fail, guys. Am I clear? If you think that only listen and that is what is called learning, and you don't learn anything, definitely. Clear?